This year, 10 Best again proved that there are some nice cars to choose from if you've budgeted $40,000 to $50,000, but few are as entertaining as BMW's top 2 series models, with their combination of humble size, pouncing, liquid thrust from the optional 6-spots, and piano wire tension to the controls. You can see why we picked the M2 35i last year, but the world keeps turning. The 2 Series lineup gets new monikers. The 230i replaces the 228i as the base 4-cylinder, the M235i becomes the M240i, and now there's the juiced M2, basically an M240i with flares, chairs, tires, brakes, and a suspension tune, plus another 30 horsepower, though it can only match the M240i's torque with a time-limited overboost function. The M240i has a sporting suspension, but it won't liberate any loose dentistry. The rigid M2 will, this extremist shaking our fillings over the rougher sections as the steering sniffed feverishly for apexes. The M2 prefers corners to straights the same way a German Shepherd prefers pork chops to applesauce, but that's part of its hyperactive charm. Cars like the M2 form the radioactive core of BMW's performance credibility, and the M240i backs up just enough to please drivers who find it a little too hot at the center. Well, that's idle dreaming. As sunrise on the day after 10 Best, here's where the votes piled up. On the M240i, a small car hugging tight a 335 horsepower turbo inline 6, and the M2, the same vehicle but with all slack drawn out of the suspension and steering. The cars may be small, but the prices are mighty. The M240i starts at $45,445, and the only color that isn't a $700 option is white. The M2 begins at $52,695, again, white only if you don't want to pay extra. If you wish to celebrate BMW's small car heritage and expertise, BMW makes you pay dearly, indeed, bleeds you white. But people will pay it. There are no comparable options because the industry has largely abandoned to front drive platforms buyers of compact sports sedans who wish to drive a compact. To accept a 2 Series into your life, you have to want small, not Mini Cooper snug but what was considered midsize only a couple generations ago, and be willing to live with 2 doors and the fumble bum way they make you squeeze into the teensy backseat. Plus that price. It's a lot to ask, we know, but if you need to get away in a ship that steers like a star, this is your car.